We're back. Yay.
It's been a minute.
It has. It really has. That. Welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where the tea is piping hot and we're always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just okay, as always. For some reason whispering today, but it's fine. Here with coffee, because it's still the morning. Yay.
Hi, everybody. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to get all the tea and spill some tea with you about reality. You know, that's what we do. I'm drinking strawberry sunkiss because
yes,
it's 1:00 in the afternoon here, so after one, it's like 1:30, so it's afternoon, and so yeah, I can drink soda, and so that's what I'm doing. And yes, that was a 2-liter bottle. It's mine.
Don't come for her in the comments.
Don't do it, because I can do that. I drink on that throughout the week because I can. It's mine.
Mm-hmm. That part. I have a whole. I usually end up with like a pot of coffee. I split it over like three days anymore. So same but different.
Same but different. We're here to talk about Survivor.
Survivor 42.
Episode 2.
A week dry episode of television.
I mean, yes, this might be a week, right? We might be recording this when Survivor 42 episode 3 is about to happen in a few hours, but it's okay.
Life happens. Take care of your mental health.
And your physical
health.
Period. Not want to get sick, people. We don't want you sick. So yes, that's what we did. We took a little break because our mental health and our physical health needed that break. But we're back. We're better than ever. Woo. And I'm excited to talk to you, Logan, because I feel like you've been taking up all of my time, and then it was gone. It was like, what happened? Where did Logan go? I don't talk to Logan today. That's weird.
That part, no, honestly, we were at a point where we were literally recording every day together, and then I was like, "There's no Lana. What's happening?
I don't see you today. I don't know. It didn't function right without it.
Right. And today I get to see Lana all day. We're doing a lot of recordings, so
yes, all day today. Look, all the content will come out soon enough, people, trust.
Oh, very that. But yes, so we come back to good old Survivor 42. No intros, because who needs them?
We should know them by now after one episode, right?
Absolutely. We should know everybody and everybody's name and exactly what their social security number is, of course.
We don't need introductions. Who needs that?
Right. So we go back to the Ike Wong Tribe, as I affectionately call them. And they're coming back from tribal. Their fire is barely going because, again, they don't have flint. And Romeo says that they're going to make Tori feel comfortable because she's next.
Oof.
And Tori has this whole emotional story arc in like a 1-minute segment where she's like, obviously I'm like so happy to be here, but like also like I'm sad for Zack because like he gets like the immediate comfort of, you know, laying in a bed, and like I wish I was laying in a bed, but I'm also like living my dream, and like it's just I'm sad, but like I'm happy to be here. And I'm like, girl, Miss Tori, no.
I can't. Look, I can't. Like, okay. The immediate comfort, it's day 3.
It's day 3.
And you're already looking for the immediate comfort. what did you sign up for? Did you think it was going to be beds and pillows and mattresses and a concierge and room service when you got to Survivor?
But she's such a super fan, Lana.
I know she's living her dream, but she really wanted the immediate comfort. Baby, I hope soon you get your immediate comfort. Honestly, I really do.
I was hoping it was this episode. You know, we're hoping next episode. Or the episode after.
I do hope you get your immediate comfort because, all right. It's just, I'm not, like I said, I wasn't sold on Tori in the beginning anyway. And so now hearing the whining of Tori, I feel like it was whining. I feel like it was whining. And why do you feel bad for Zack? But he gets immediate comfort. I will feel bad for Zack because Zack wanted to be there, and Zack was really trying to play the game.
Clearly wants to be there more than you. And I'm sorry, but I said it. Like,
not looking for immediate comfort, but whatever. But the Zack storyline is a storyline that we are going to see throughout this very much episode, which
we'll talk about it.
I found it very much endearing and lovely and interesting and hilarious. It was hilarious to me, but
it's so good
because it was something. But it wasn't like that other episode of Survivor that we all remember where somebody from another tribe liked someone from another tribe. It wasn't that creepy way. It was very much wholesome and pure, and I kind of liked it.
Why is it wholesome and pure? Because it includes Marianne, and we love her. And I was worried.
But let's get into it because, the tribe, the fire's almost out. Whatever. They get it.
Yeah. So they do a lot of switching back and forth. This episode had a lot of tribe substance, which I loved. I found this episode very okay, we're talking about the strategic gameplay of it all, whatever, but we're also talking about the real life moments of these people living in this microcosm of society, which also loved having both of that together. I figure we could probably talk about one tribe's stuff together and then the next and then the next.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Okay.
Let's it'll be easier for us to stick with tribe.
So we start at Vati. And we see Jenny and Chanel finding some crabs. Chanel coming to the realization that she's going to have to be the provider for her tribe. Because, you have Daniel, and you have Hai, who can do stuff. And then Mike. We'll talk a lot about Mike because I think I like Mike.
Okay.
But boy, is he not cut out for this game. But Chanel is going to have to be the provider. And then we have a good chunk of time devoted to Hai talking about how he's vegan.
Okay.
Which I don't remember being an issue a lot on past seasons. I know there have been vegetarians. Shan, most recently, icon of Survivor 41. Shan is vegetarian, so I know she brought that up. There have been a lot of vegetarians that have been on Survivor. Again, I just don't have the encyclopedic knowledge to remember if anybody else has been vegan. But Hai talks about that a lot, and then ends up, he needs food, so he ends up eating some crab.
I mean, this is my thing. I get it. Your lifestyle, you're vegan or vegetarian or that, whatever. But this is also Survivor, where you don't have the luxury of going to the grocery store, buying your vegan food and buying your vegetarian food, your organic food that you need. You have to live off the land because that's literally all you have, and then some rice that
isn't everything organic on the island?
Surely. Sure, and I was about to get to that point. Surely you're not going to be I can't eat this because it's not organic when it's literally growing from the earth. That's literally as much as organic as you can get. Fruit. I don't know if they have fruits or anything, if they found whatever kind of.
No, it was Taku has the coconuts.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody has coconuts, but we'll talk about coconuts over at Taku because that's
okay. So Taku has the coconuts. So I mean, I just feel like at this point, like if you're on Survivor, you really have to just eat what you can at that point because you need food, you need substance, you won't survive without it. And so yeah, I think him eating the crab was the best thing for him to do, and it was smart. And I think you can always go back to your veganism after you leave the show.
Yeah. Well, and he also brings up the fact that, like, he thought he would be okay, mostly because every other season that he's seen has had rice. And the fact that they don't start with rice, which I still don't agree with. I don't think it adds anything to the game. I think it takes away a lot from the game, to be honest, but we talked a lot about that in our premiere.
Yeah, I definitely think it takes away because they start off at a disadvantage. And you at least want them to start a little strong so they can do stuff in the game. And then, like we said, a rational week, give them a pound of rice. That's all you get. Right. But you start off with something.
I just don't like seeing people starve on national television. Like, that's not entertaining to me.
No, I agree.
And whatever. But I do like High. I like the way he's playing, so I'm happy about it. But then we get a good old segment with Mike.
Okay.
And Mike is talking about working hard around camp. He's looking for the idol, and he finds, God help us all, the frickin' Beware advantage. And I'm like, they brought this back? Really? What was it? The goats and oh God, what was Xander's thing he said for like 5 episodes? Butterflies. The fucking butterflies of it all.
If broccoli is a tree, it was
broccoli.
Or if I'm a potato or something. I don't know.
Potato. But this time his phrase is about soccer. Because he does end up taking the Beware advantage. It is the exact same advantage as it was in season 41. So there are 3 parts. They all have to be activated in order for the idols to work.
Yep.
I didn't love it in 42. Not sure how I'm gonna love it. Or in 41, not sure how I'm gonna love it here.
I don't know. Did it ever get activated?
It got activated by the very end because it was Xander, Nasir, and Ricard, I believe.
Yeah,
Ricard and Shan both had it, but I think Ricard was the one that activated it.
Right.
Yes, because then there's the whole Liana moment of trying to steal his idol when he didn't have it. Right. That whole moment. But I don't love this. It does add a different aspect because obviously he can't vote until everything is activated. So like, I get where like you're adding that, like you have to bump up your social game a little bit more because obviously you don't have a vote. And he does go ahead and does that because like we talked about in episode 1, the way Vati is ending up is there's kind of 3 pairs. We have the Mike and Jenny pair. Chanel and Daniel came together kind of because they were kind of forced together. And we have Hai and Lydia as a pairing. And so Mike obviously goes first to tell Jenny about the idol. So Jenny now has the information. But then he also realizes because of this, he needs more allies. So he goes to Daniel.
Okay.
I don't think that was the smart idea because Daniel is now going to, for Mike's game. I love this whole moment because Daniel then goes to Chanel, who is his pair, tells Chanel about the idol, and they have now concocted this whole plan where they either have to vote Mike out soon or convince him to never activate the idol. I thought this was so smart from Daniel. It's an interesting way of gaming the twist.
The game.
And that's why I'm liking it so far. At least from the Vati end of it all. I don't know how it's going to work on the other two tribes. We'll probably find out at least one in the next episode because they're just going to plant it somewhere and someone's going to happen to find it.
Right.
They do. I like the way that Daniel is gaming it.
I hope they do it better this time than they did the last time, because I feel like it took forever for somebody to find it on the other tribes, because like when Xander found it, he found it pretty quickly and then just had to say it over and over.
Because Xander was in the same position that Mike was. I believe it was episode 2.
Yeah, I think so. But he had to say it over and over and over, and nobody was finding it. And then Nasir finally found it. So it was like those two said it over and over until Ricard found. I just hope that they just do it better or sooner, so we don't have
them now.
Just plant them now. Right, plant them now.
If you're gonna producer hand of it all, like just do it.
Just do it.
I don't need someone bumbling around talking about soccer randomly at challenges for 3 weeks. Like I don't need that.
Right.
But yeah, so that's where we're at with Vati. So everyone except for Hai and Lydia know about Mike's Beware Advantage idol at this point. So let's swing quite literally over to Taku. And we got the Marianne segment of her swinging the damn machete. God, I love her. I love her. But not everybody does, Lana. Believe it was Mariah and I think Lindsay were mentioning, she's always on 100. She's starting to annoy some people. Mm-hmm. And I can understand. She doesn't annoy me necessarily, but I'm also not spending 24 hours a day on a beach in Fiji with her.
Right.
So I don't know how I necessarily would react to it, to someone with her personality. But yeah, so I understand where some people are coming from, but I love Marianne, so I don't care.
Right. I agree. I feel like watching Marianne, love Marianne. Mm-hmm. Love the energy, love it. Living with Marianne is probably a whole new different thing. And I probably, as much as I hate to admit it, I will probably be annoyed by Marianne because I'm not that high key energy kind of person all the time. Like I don't want to be on, and I don't want somebody to be on around me all the time. So I will probably be like, oh, girl, please calm down. But see, this is the thing. And I feel like I would be that person to go to Marianne, like, let's take a walk. And let's go to let's go get some water or something. And be like, honey, I need you might want to calm down a little bit. Just a little bit. Not saying you need to stifle who you are, but you don't have to be on all the time because
I've heard rumblings.
Right.
I'm doing this for you.
For you.
I like you.
I like you. I want you here. Like, so you might want to just tone it down a little bit so you're not getting on everybody's nerves all because your personality is bubbly, is effervescent. But sometimes it can be too much if people are like feeling a certain way. If they're hungry, if they're hot, they can get frustrated and annoyed easy. And everybody's looking for any reason to vote people out at this point. Yeah. And that would have been me because like always playing, you always need people who are going to look out for you. So you need to look out for people. And in this tribe of 6 and in their case, 5 because they lost somebody. Yeah, so in their case, 5 is already so small that anything could drive anybody out. You don't know where the alliances are. You don't know who's, you always need somebody looking out for you. So if I was Mariah, I would have pulled sis aside like, boo. And even if I'm the one, she's getting on my nerves, I'm going to turn it around like, girl, I heard people talking and you really might want to calm down because I'm looking out for you because I want you to be here. I want us to be here and blah, blah, blah. So then you have an end where it's like she won't be considered writing your name down. Because was looking out for me.
Yeah, I will say I do fear for Marianne
Mm-hmm.
if and when she hopefully makes merge. I fear for her in that regard because then it's going to be more personalities getting to know her very bubbly over the top personality. And if there's certain people that just don't click with her immediately, or if she's not in this alliance of 4 now, we'll talk about the challenge with the Takus. I fear if she's not in a good position going into merge, she could become a target very easily because of her personality, and I don't want to see that.
I also feel like it could be the complete opposite. I think if she makes merge, she can. It'll be more people because number one, they will have less people going into merge. So it's either they go after Taku, like it's already 4 of them. We can just pick them off, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Or whenever they decide to do it, because I feel like it's gonna be they go bring 2 tribes before they go into one merge. So it's gonna be.
Oh, you think there's gonna be a swap?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a swap before a merge.
Okay.
I think a swap before a merge.
It would have to happen, I guess,
after this next round.
Yeah, either this episode
this
or the
week,
next one.
this episode or the next episode, it'll probably either happen. Unless, let's see, because
unless they do what they did with 41, where 41 they went from 3 tribes to merge,
right?
Because of the shortened situation.
Yeah, and I think if Taku loses again, or if Vati loses, is it Vati? No, who lost the Ika?
Ike Wong Tribe.
Ike Wong Tribe lost the first time, right?
Yes.
So if Ika loses, or if Taku loses, then they might do a swap of some sort, because 335 or 336.
It would be 336. Yeah.
It is definitely very off kilter. Or they might do something like they did with Erica, send somebody off to like a purgatory thing. Right. I don't know. But that might wait until they might wait for merge to do that, because I really feel like they're gonna do that again. But I think they're going to merge.
I'm very curious to see how they're gonna work merge this time, seeing as how it was completely different on 41. Yeah. I'm interested to see if they keep that or if they do things a little bit differently.
I think they might keep it.
I hope they keep something like it. I hope they don't necessarily do the hourglass, because then that takes away from Erica's hourglass moment, and I would love to have one of these people have their own hourglass moment, but not be the hourglass moment. You know what I mean? I'd love for someone to have their own moment in that regard. That's separate from just not being compared to that moment.
Right.
That's all.
I get it. But yeah, I feel like if she makes it to the merge, she can be able to, like, more people. But I agree with you on the fact that she could rub people the wrong way and could become an easy target. I would hope by that time she realizes, baby girl, you might want to.
I feel like it's going to be one way or the other.
Yeah, me too.
So we shall see. But let's dive into the Omar of it all, because he gets a lot of screen time in these Taku segments as well. And this is where we see him. I don't know if it was necessarily on day 4, but this is where they put it in the show. He lets his tribe know that he's Muslim. So if he's going off and by himself, it's for prayer, and it's not like necessarily looking for an idol, even though Omar knows the game. So like it could be. I love, again, like we're seeing such diversity. Like, thank you, CBS, for casting a Muslim person, because it's not diversity we've seen over. Again, no encyclopedic knowledge of Survivor. Could not tell you if there were other Muslim people that have been on Survivor. I would hope so, but I don't know. So I loved seeing more diversity. Sure, great, lovely. But then we see the odd couple forming with Omar and Jonathan. This is such an interesting duo. And I don't know if they would have necessarily gravitated towards each other had Jackson not left. Because I feel like Jackson and Jonathan would have been the more obvious pair, or Jackson and Omar.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel maybe they were brought together because they're the only two men on this tribe, and I hate making things gendered in Survivor, but as we know, things are usually gendered on Survivor. So, but no, this pairing is interesting. They are polar opposites, like they said, in a way that I think can work beneficially for both of them. I'm not necessarily loving either one of them as players yet, but it's only episode 2. So
I
think that says all we need to know about how you feel, Lana.
Yeah.
Anyway, they also talk about how they're close to Lindsay. Shocker. But Jonathan talks about how he needs to get close to Marianne and Mariah. And then we get, obviously we knew about it from her preseason bio, but this is where Mariah also tells her tribe about her brother who passed from COVID. An incredibly emotional moment. Unfortunately, it was one of the last moments with Mariah featured. We'll talk about it. But I'm very happy that her story and the memory of her brother will be permanently fixed into the writing that is Survivor. So I'm happy for her in that regard. And I really like her as well. It's unfortunate what happens, but I really, really like Mariah. So we move on over to our good old Ike Wong Tribe. And they don't have a whole lot going on. We see Roxroy telling Drea that Tori needs to be the next vote if they go back to Tribal. But Drea's not having that. So she goes to Tori and Swati trying to come up with this girls' alliance because the ladies do have the majority. And Drea decides that she's going to let Tori and Swati know about her extra vote. I think in most cases, Drea's logic would have been correct. Unfortunately, she's saying this to Tori. And Swati to an extent. They both were kind of like,
this is
vote out Drea, right?
This is what I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because I just got to be that person to say it.
Sure.
I don't trust white women in these games. And you never trust a white woman in this game to tell your secrets. You trust a white woman enough to bring her in, feel her out, get a vote, but you don't tell all your secrets to this white woman. And Swati either, because Swati is 19 years old. And Swati is, you just have to have some discernment about who you, like the extra vote is like an idol. You don't tell people about your stuff because the minute you tell people about your stuff, you become public enemy, number one. And this is not Survivor Australia where you can get away with telling people you have an idol and stay in the game for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is American Survivor. The moment they figure out you have something or you say you got something, that's it for you. That's it. They're coming for you the moment they get a chance to do so. So, Drea, I just don't understand why people talk so doggone much. How hard is it to hold the fact that I have an extra vote? You got it in secret. I'm going to my grave with that secret until at least to like use it. And then after the game, like even when I use it, I'm not telling you I had it. They're gonna be like, where did that vote come from? Where did that vote come from? What happened? What happened? I just don't understand. Loose lips. Why do we talk so much in every game? This is a problem in every game we watch, every show we are covering. That has been the case, except except in Big Brother Canada when the blind side was pulled off and people did not spill and did not talk and a true blind side happens. I love true blind side.
I gotta change. Oh no, because
most definitely, yes. When true blind sides happen,
we're back.
When true blind sides happen, you get those moments, you get those things.
But that's why I saved it. Yay.
Yes. You don't like loose lips. I don't understand why people talk so much in these games. I would not have said anything to anybody. I don't care if you are my ally or not. You'll find out about the extra vote when the extra vote is played. Sorry, not telling you because I can't trust anybody but myself in Survivor. You can't. Oh, Drea, why? Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I fear for Drea. I fear for Drea heavily, but okay. Moving along, it is now day 5. It's the next day. We go to the immunity challenge. That's also a reward challenge. Ooh, immunity and reward. And then this, oh boy, this is the start of. So everybody comes in, and obviously they see the new Ike Tribe. And Zack is voted out, and Marianne has a visceral reaction. And of course, Jeff Probst being Jeff Probst, he's like, Marianne, you seem to have such a reaction to that. And Marianne's like, yeah, he's the kind of white boy I go for. Like, I love you! Did you see on Twitter this week where they changed their last name?
Yes,
on Twitter. I was like, yes!
I loved it.
I love them.
I love them so much. Like, I was like, Zack, you were not my favorite in the game, but I'm following you now on Twitter because I think it's so cute. And I love his reaction to it. And like, I'm sure he was probably like, what? I didn't even know.
I'm so curious if he did know, like if Marianne had like slid in the DMs afterwards. I hope so, honestly. I wouldn't
be mad about it if she did slide the DMs. And even if they don't have a relationship, that they can have a really great friendship. And I would love that. I would love that.
Yep. Oh, but yes, so it's the good old blindfold your tribe mates, yell at them and tell them where to go to grab things, but with a twist this time, because you have to grab the puzzle pieces from throughout the course, and then you have to lead your tribe, still blindfolded, to the puzzle, and then, still blindfolded, you have to put the puzzle together.
Tell them how to do it.
I think so. We get the callers. So the callers are Drea for Ika, Lydia for Vati, and Jonathan for Taku. And I think that is where Taku lost the challenge before it even started. Who would I have picked? I probably honestly would have picked Mariah.
Yeah. Me
or
too.
Marianne, because Marianne has such a distinct voice.
True.
That you could probably hear, like, and that's why I think it was very smart of Vati to pick Lydia, because Lydia also has such a distinct voice, in the best possible way. I am such a fan of Lydia at this point as well, even though we didn't see her much in this episode. We'll talk about her iconic moment in a second. But, like, you want to pick someone either that has a very good vocal range, or you want to pick the person with the most distinct voice.
Yeah, and that's Taku, I think they just picked him because they thought he was going to be loud. But he was very much like
loud.
Yeah, they was looking for loud, but they got gruff.
They got
they didn't get loud, they got gruff.
As I called on our what was it? Oh, on our Amazing Race, I've Amazing Race recaps, I've coined the term white man screaming. It was very white man screaming. So Yeah, so the challenge is going. I like this challenge, but also, like, why do we have to inflict more physical pain onto these people that are already inflicting physical pain onto themselves?
Okay. This is why I would have been so mad at Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Because he literally caused them to, like, bump into stuff very hard because he was not giving clear and concise directions. Mm-hmm. Come to my voice. So they're coming to the voice. Do you not see the pole right there? Hey, why not say, hey, stop, go to the right, or you go run into a pole? Like Marianne and Mariah and not Daniel, and Omar and Lindsay, they killed themselves on that court. Like, they literally smashed and bashed into everything, and he did nothing to stop them from doing it. Just kept saying, come to my voice, come to my voice. I'm like, okay, but tell them it's a pole in the way of the way they come into your voice. And, like, he didn't call by name. He didn't say, Marianne and this, move to the right, come here. Like, he literally was just yelling. And it was a very bad call job, in my opinion. Like, he did not call correctly. Lydia, on the other hand, was very much in control of the tribe and what they were doing, and how they just maneuvered each person to where they needed to go. Lydia was amazing in this.
And then I'm gonna say now probably the quote of the season, unless there's something more iconic that comes forward. Both of y'all bitches come here.
Right.
It does not matter where Lydia places after this moment. She will be remembered in the Survivor lexicon for both of y'all bitches come here. I will say, though, I think the person that did the best job calling honestly was Drea. Absolutely.
Almost definitely.
And we've kind of been shitting on Tori, and rightly so, because I don't think she's playing the game very well. Tori and Swati killed this challenge.
Yes, they did.
They killed, and Roxroy and Romeo did a very good job as well.
Yeah, but they also got toe up on that. Roxroy definitely got toe up on that course. But
I'm very glad he's already had his kids.
Me too, because
I don't know, but that would have been, oh boy, not good. But we get everyone to the puzzle, and it is a fairly close puzzle. And I think putting Jonathan as the caller for the puzzle is also not a great idea, because we know that Jonathan is not great with puzzles, and he is basically the one solving the puzzle. Like, other people are putting the pieces into place, but Jonathan is solving the puzzle. And I mean, it's an easy enough puzzle that, like, he did it. But Lydia really steps up in this moment, kills the puzzle, and Vati win immunity. And then it is a very close race between Ika and Taku. And I think it was who was doing the actual puzzle for, I don't remember.
For Taku?
For Ika, because I know for Taku it was Mariah, and she was
Jenny.
That was for Vati.
Oh, then it was
Jenny and Lydia slayed the challenge.
Oh yeah, they played the
puzzle for Vati. For Ika, I think it was Swati.
I think it was Swati.
We'll say Swati, and if it wasn't, oh well. Correct. It doesn't really matter all that much. But Ika slips in a few seconds before Taku are able to. Yep. Ika wins immunity as well. They get their flint back. They're not going to tribal, and we see Taku going to tribal, losing their second member, even though this is their first tribal council. So we go back to Taku after the challenge, and immediately it's Mariah or Marianne. And I'm like,
why?
When Jonathan lost the challenge for y'all? When Jonathan lost the challenge for y'all is the thing. Huh? Yeah, so Omar immediately is talking to Jonathan, and they discuss that the only options are Mariah or Marianne. And they discuss Marianne potentially being less trustworthy in the long term of the game. That was incredibly confusing for me. The ladies don't even get together and like do anything. They're like, well, I guess it's me or her. So, okay, cool. Mariah talks a lot about bringing her shot in the dark as well. We'll talk about that. There's just a lot of back and forth between whether they're going to vote Mariah or are they going to vote Marianne. And we see right before Tribal, we see Omar saying that he trusts Mariah more, but Jonathan is saying that he trusts Marianne more. And I'm going to be real honest, I was very concerned for Marianne.
Yeah, I thought Jonathan was going to give in. I thought Jonathan was going to flip and be like, you know what, whatever. I was very annoyed when they came back and it was obvious that those were the two. And I'm like,
same.
And then, like, I even put that on Twitter. I was like, I don't understand why is that the obvious choice. Yeah. And somebody was like, well, it's not about the challenge. They didn't really lose. It was just by a second. I was like, a loss is a loss. I don't care if you lose by a second or by 15 seconds. They're going to Tribal.
They lost.
They lost. And I was like, and you are the challenge. You're the caller. And you controlled the entire challenge. Yep. You lost the challenge. Yep. And so people were like, but they only lost by a few seconds. I was like, in basketball or football, if you 1 point or 50 points, when the clock runs out, you lost.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And you blame the one person. What if that one person was taking the final shot and they missed the shot at the last second? That's who you mad at. Because they didn't make the shot.
We've seen a lot of that already in our March Madness, and Lana and I are both upset about what has happened recently with March Madness. But
I'm very much annoyed by what happened. But okay,
I still have one team to root for.
Congratulations to you guys, because you guys did great, even though y'all were very close to losing.
Oh yeah, I was worried.
I'm sick, by the way. I was sick.
Me too. Our women lost too, so I'm.
Yeah, I saw that too.
For context, University of Arizona,
Auburn University,
fair down, but
Auburn University War Eagle, by the way,
and also simultaneously for me, War Eagle. But like, anyway, basketball podcast coming soon. Who knows?
Sports channel now. Okay.
Honestly, sure. I'm down for it. We go to tribal council. They talk about how they're a family. Okay, cool. Marianne talks about Zack again for a while. And I was really like, they are setting up our girl Marianne to go home.
I was like, they're going to set her up because Mariah was rolling her eyes. And I was like, everyone was kind of like,
Yeah. And Mariah does talk about, Mariah has a really touching moment as well where she's like, I'm a mom. I've had to put like my family and my kids first for so long that like doing this, I wanted to put Mariah first.
All right.
I'm so sad because then we go to vote and Mariah plays her shot in the dark.
Yep.
And she's not safe. And she is now officially the second person to ever be voted out of Survivor unanimously.
Yep.
And I hate it too because she talked in their segment, and I was going to bring it up here. She talked about how she had a necklace with her brother's face engraved in it, and she wanted to bury it on the island because he was also a big fan. I don't think she got to do that, at least from what we saw on the show. I'm really hoping she got to before she left.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I liked her a lot. I'm bummed, but like Marianne.
It's the Marianne of it all.
As soon as it was the two of them, I was like, not this. I don't want to see either one of them go.
What I do love, though, Marianne finally finds out that she has an extra vote this round.
Yay! I'm really happy she didn't use it in this moment, too.
Right. And
I was kind of afraid she was going to.
Me too. I'm glad she didn't use it. And I'm also glad, I hope, well, we'll see the next episode. I hope she keeps that to herself because she has to feel like she's on the bottom of that 3.
Yeah.
So I hope she keeps that to herself and can do something, survive the next round, because even with an extra vote, she still will be in trouble. So I hope she survives, that they are safe. And then if they get to us, she can hold. I hope she holds on to it so she can get to merge.
Yeah. I agree. But Mariah, you're fabulous. I hope you got everything out of your 5 days on Survivor. I'm sorry you didn't get more.
Yep. You deserve more.
We move. In the preview for next week, we get the iconic moment from the trailer, the first trailer we saw for the season, the Marianne shocked face with Omar. That's going to be an interesting moment. I assume Marianne gets the Beware advantage.
I hope so.
I hope so, but I also don't hope so. Because then she doesn't have a vote, is the thing. But she has her extra vote, but I don't think she can play her extra vote because she doesn't have a vote.
A regular vote, yeah.
So
I hope, but I hope not.
Or I hope Omar gets it, and that's just Marianne's reaction. Like, I hope so. We also see a lot of people struggling in what I assume to be the immunity challenge. Specifically, we see Tori struggling a little bit. We see Roxroy struggling the most. And Jeff says, never in the history of Survivor have we done this. So
maybe they stopped. What if they stopped the challenge?
I kind of feel like they've done that, though.
They've
stopped challenges in the past. I don't know if they fully stop the challenge and do another challenge. I don't think that's ever happened. So I think that might be it may have been, because it looks like it has something to do with water and the ladders. That's a challenge they've done before.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if it was just a really bad high tide day and they didn't account for that. And because it happened, they maybe cancel the challenge and do another challenge that they already had built.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes. But overall, we're 2 episodes in, and I'm liking the season. I like a lot of these people. We'll see what happens.
It's Survivor. It's doing what Survivor does. It gives us the entry for the beginning, and I hope it continues to keep us interested throughout the whole season. So,
and I will say the fact, we're also covering Australian Survivor right now. Go check that out with a bunch of lovely guests. But I kind of love that it's only 1 day a week. I'm not gonna lie, and Australian Survivor's gone down to 2, which I think is manageable.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the 1 day a week format.
I am definitely into the 1 day a week.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it. That's what we think about episode 2 of Survivor 42. Let us know in the comments or on Twitter what y'all think. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. And cheers, Lana.
Cheers.
Cheers. All the cheers. Yeah.
All the cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. Bye.
Bye-bye.